Nope, no one comes to mind. I mean, who else is there?
Donkey Kong has been around ever since the Super Mario video games. Though my first introduction to the ape was with Mario Kart 64 and then Mario Party 7 as a non-playable character that rewards you if you win one of his minigames. Other than that, I was oblivious to the world of Donkey Kong outside of the Mario games. That meant that I was missing out on something peculiar about the Donkey Kong lore. Something insane. Something cruel. No, not cruel. King K. Rool. Now, to be fair, I've seen this guy once or twice in Super Smash Bros., though I never really invested my time knowing who he was. But then, someone by the name of Alex Henderson, who, by the way, does great animations on YouTube. Check out his channel if you haven't already. It's pretty phenomenal. Anyways, he did a fan animation concerning this K. Rool, or K-Rool, or whatever he calls himself. And let me tell you, the animation is spot on. I mean, come on, it's better than the 90s show Donkey Kong Country. Which, by the way, I've never heard of that show until I've heard about it from my friend and confidant, Matt the Cat, who's also a Nintendo connoisseur like I am. So I'm gonna let my pet Inkling bring us up to speed here.
No way! I'm not gonna do it!
Hey Matt, I heard the Fib was in town.
I mean, yeah! I got some time. Let's just sit down and watch the show. Oh dear. Why did I put myself through this? Why did I agree to do this out of all things? I could have done something better with my spare time. I could have wrote another script for a review, plan a live stream, pet my cats, play a video game with so many options to choose from, or even watch a better show like SpongeBob. But no, I decided to torture myself with some Donkey Kong Country. Now, my first introduction from the show was from a review from Pro Jared. Keep in mind, this was before the controversy he had. Let's try not to get into it. He was not impressed with the show at all, but I was still curious. I searched up the first episode on YouTube and watched it. A few minutes in, I started to understand why Pro Jared didn't like the show. It was bad. So I quickly stopped watching, admitted it was awful, and tried not to think about it again. But that's not how it works on the internet. As the years pass by, I've seen countless memes of the show, no matter where I looked. It was everywhere, and I couldn't escape from it. Oh hey Funky Kong, how are you doing on this lovely day? Oh god damn it! Then we get to 2023, where I told LarryBoy Fanatic about a Donkey Kong TV show right after she showed me this fan animation from Alex Henderson. And now, here we are, about to watch this dumpster fire. Oh boy. By the way, I want to give her a huge thanks for making me this art commission, though I feel exactly how Yoshi is being handled. Don't worry, my boy. We're gonna get through this. Okay, now the first thing you'll notice while watching is...
Wait.
Oh my...
Oh boy, this show is already getting to him.
What the hell is that? What am I watching?
I think I should have, put a warning at the beginning saying to not stab your eyes out because of the animation. But hey, here we are.
How's he do that?
What the f happened to you? It looks like they took Glowbox's eyes and slapped them on Diddy's head. Yeah, the first thing you'll notice is that the animation is terrible. The character models look ugly, the movement of these characters are obnoxious, and the lip syncing isn't matched with the voices.
Is it me, or do these characters look more like action figures? You see this? This is an action figure. Now look at the characters. It's like animating toys rather than believable characters. Even the villain looks dumb. Thank God Henderson made him look cool.
One too many common-use paws to the old scaly noggin.
He's here to rule.
Fun fact, Henderson was able to get the original voice actors for K. Rool, Clump, and even Donkey Kong to voice their respective characters in the fan animation. I didn't know about that until Matt pointed it out to me in the credits. So that makes this bittersweet, because the voice acting in the original source material makes up for the 90s CGI garbage on display.
Now, I understand this is probably because CGI was still primitive at the time. Pixar's Baby from Tin Toy is proof of that. But when taking a look at other CGI projects like Toy Story and VeggieTales, they definitely stood the test of time. Pixar software back then made everything look like plastic, so they made a movie about toys to counteract the limitation. Big Idea software could only squish and stretch models, so Phil made the characters vegetables to easily animate them.
VeggieTales specifically was ahead of its time back in the 90s, because that was proof that a small team of dreamers and a can-do attitude was what made everything fall into place. Even their VeggieTales promo reel proves how innovative they were back in the day. So why couldn't Donkey Kong Country be just as innovative? Whether it's a small budget or a large one, they should have made it work. But hey, you won't believe who greenlighted Donkey Kong Country in this horrible state. I'm telling you, get mad.
Now this show was animated by Nelvana, and apparently this was their first CGI show. Once they wrapped up production, they worked on their next CGI show, Roly Poly Oly. This looks surprisingly good. Perhaps their work on Donkey Kong gave them enough experience to handle CGI shows, but out of all things they could have started off with, why did they choose a Nintendo IP? Are they trying to replicate the pre-rendered graphics from the Super Nintendo games? Because it looks like you did a bad job trying.
Especially when you consider the fact that K. Rool is an underrated villain in the Nintendo world, or any video game or show and genre. Henderson's fan animation was a more sinister take on the Donkey Kong Country series, putting more spotlight on King K. Rool and the Kremlings. Even the settings, like the cavernous underground hideout, looks amazing. Also, we get a taste of K. Rool's insanity. It's literally in your face every so often. I mean, take a listen to this quote.
An individual's insanity is rare.
That becomes more apparent as the song sequence progresses. Now, I'll try not to give too much away here, because I want you guys to see that video. Go check it out, it's incredible. But sadly, we don't get that exciting animation and writing in the original source material.
Okay, so the animation is a huge stinker. What about the episodes? No. The stories in each episode are questionable and nonsensical. They can range from bad hair days, turning into a baby, becoming a robot. The one I saw with LBF was K. Rool challenging Cranky to a dance-off. Winner gets a wish granted by the crystal coconut.
Very well, then. Da-da-da-da-da. There, I danced, I win. Now gimme, gimme, gimme!
Da-da-da-da-da. There, I danced, I win.
Excuse me?
So from what I can gather, since I've never played any of the Donkey Kong games, is that the Crystal Coconut and its magical powers is more canon to the TV show rather than the actual game franchise. While the show had a good idea about there being a magic crystal coconut, they do like to make its powers flexible. Especially since the coconut is connected to a spirit called Inka Dinka Doo, who for some reason prophesized that Donkey Kong was going to be future ruler of Congo Bongo Island. Also of note, the statue has 4 different faces, so he likes to change his face depending on his mood.
I may not be too familiar with the Donkey Kong series, but I'm pretty sure none of this happened in the actual games. So, does that mean the show doesn't stay true to the source material? I think I might be having a migraine. Oh, waiter, may I have some awful voice acting to go with that migraine?
What was Inka Dinka do on about?
Not a clue, Cranky. Something about saving the island.
I was kidding! Jeez Louise and a bucket of cheese! Why are the voices of the characters so awful?
Hang on, Matty Catty. We can get through this.
I mean, no offense to any of the voice actors, but who in their right mind thought Donkey Kong should have a "Whoa, Nelly, totally radical surfer dude" voice? And then we get K. Rool, who sounds like a stubborn, high, upper-class, snooty British man. Am I supposed to be threatened by this guy? Because it's not working.
Though, to be fair, K. Rool's voice actor Benedict Campbell seems like he's enjoying his role.
I'm waiting.
Where is Karasa?
At long last, I, King Karoo, am the ruler of Congo Bongo Island.
In fact, he's somewhat of a Shakespeare thespian, having a lot of background in Shakespearean stage plays. Let me tell ya, if he was in a room with, I don't know, let's say Tim Curry and Vincent Price, he would fit right in. Needless to say, they all have British accents, and they all play villains. So, Ben Campbell's performance here is serviceable, despite the terrible animation. Plus, K. Rool's insults to his henchman Clump and Crusher are freaking hilarious. Yeah, that's where some of the show's writing is at its best. Plus, take this scene where K. Rool is trying to figure out what the Kongs are looking for in the mountain mines.
Give me your monkey business field report, you slimy skinned bottom feeder!
Rocks? Rocks? Of course.
Like the kind in your head!
You walking wallets. It's so painfully obvious. Not rocks. Not rocks.
That was incredible. First, the walking wallets line deserves a ton of chef's kisses. Also, the stupidity from Clump and Crusher add to the hilarity of the situation. 10 out of 10. That is screenwriting gold. Also of note, DK has 2 different voice actors. Richard Yearwood does the lines, and then somebody else handles the singing.
Just as soon as I get a little midnight snack. Future rulers need their strength, you know. Yeah, if I'm gonna be ruler, then I should know all of its secrets.
You know.
So imagine being the guy having to sing over somebody who has to play a character that looks like this. I don't think you want that on your resume, Chief. Also of note,
I don't know what's happening to me.
wait.
Are you insane? I don't know what's happening to me.
Oh. Wow. I never would have guessed.
Okay, I will admit there is one good thing about the show. Its music is an absolute banger. There were some songs that I found very pleasing to listen to, especially when you get to hear Donkey Kong's voice actor sing the vocals. It's ear candy. But I don't see myself listening to these songs again and again, since everything else about the show just sours the experience.
As for the songs, they're either a hit or miss.
I'm the rightful ruler. Anyone can see. No one's going to make a monkey out of me.
Looky here, guys. I'm waving my arms. Aren't you impressed? Oh, and sometimes the characters move like they're puppets on strings. Or they're moving like they're in a ballet. So, Matt, what do you think of this show? Was it great, or did you not enjoy it? Everyone wants to know.
I did not enjoy watching this show. The animation is huge levels of nightmare fuel. The episodes have ridiculous stories. The voice acting is very cringy to listen to. And none of this has any continuity referenced in the original games.
That's another thing. Let me bring up Super Smash Bros. Again. See this promo where they're announcing K. Rool on the roster? The CG is really great. And guess what? We're in the 2020s. So, why isn't there a reboot of the Donkey Kong TV show? When you look at the original series, and then look at the Henderson fan animation, and then look at the Super Smash Bros. Promo, you could bet that people are wondering why there's not a TV or streaming service redemption for Donkey Kong. There are many shows that have clever writing, great animation, and amazing voice acting. The entertainment industry is open for exploration. With advanced technology and amazing storytelling, there's no excuse for there not to be a road to redemption for the beloved Nintendo Primate.
I don't think I'll ever look at Donkey Kong the same way again. This doesn't mean I hate the character, but this show definitely has a bad stain on him.
If there's a reboot, here's what I want to see. I want to see Donkey Kong get into a physical fist fight with K. Rool. I want to see K. Rool attack Congo Bongo Island by setting stuff ablaze and making it hell on earth. I want to see everyone's life at stake as Donkey Kong tries to stop K. Rool from taking over the island. But more importantly, I want to see great animation. Whether it's hand-drawn or CG, it doesn't matter. It's 2023. You could do either or you could go the route of Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Make it both hand-drawn and CG. You can't tell me that really, really great animation cannot be achieved. There's no excuse, you guys.
Hopefully if he's ever brought back in the entertainment industry, we might get a better DK than this. Oh hey, would you look at that? Dreams come true after all. Lucky me. Oh yeah.
So you better take notes, Donkey Kong Country, because the Super Mario Bros. Movie is proof that you guys can do a Donkey Kong reboot. Whether it's with Illumination, DreamWorks, I doubt it'll be Disney. Just pick an animation studio and run with it. And only then would K. Rool finally come out of the shadows and show us what he's really made of. But until then, you guys, fan animations like Henderson's will continue to do this guy justice. Welp, this was an interesting topic. To be fair though, I was working on other projects and I was working on a different review, but for some reason, K. Rool wanted my attention. Well, there you go, you got your wish, good for you. Anyway, I want to give a couple of shoutouts. First, big thanks to my good friend Matt the Cat for helping me out with this one. He's definitely a trooper. Go subscribe to his channel. Also, check out Alex Henderson's fan-made animation on K. Rool. Subscribe to him and tell him LarryBoy Fanatic sent you. Wonderfully talented guy. Finally, thanks for watching. Leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel. Also check out my Patreon or become a channel member for behind-the-scenes goodies. Hopefully you guys, Nintendo wakes up and realizes that Donkey Kong can benefit from a reboot. Give us a reboot. Anyways, it's been your girl LarryBoy Fanatic, the eyes and plunger ears of the LarryBoy multiverse, and stay tuned. I have a feeling there's gonna be a Fanatic verse. Alrighty, see you guys. Banana Slamma.